What does it really mean to be a Christian? There are lots of different theories on this one. For some, Christian is the factory default setting you start off life with if you're born in a certain country. Others think that a Christian is someone who's prayed a particular prayer or who holds a specific set of beliefs. To some, a Christian is someone who goes to church and generally tries to be good. Others believe you could tell who the real Christians are by looking at their voting record. Whatever their merits, none of these definitions of Christian sound very much like what Jesus says when he's talking to potential recruits about what it means to join Team Jesus. Jesus is such a bad salesman. Everyone knows when you're recruiting, you play up the benefits and minimize the downsides. Maybe you've heard the recruiter's pitch for Christianity. Sign up with Jesus and he'll make your life easier and solve all your problems. All you have to do is just keep his commands. Nothing too heavy, just basic stuff like not cheating on your girlfriend, occasionally donating winter coats or holiday turkeys, limiting your F-bombs to situations involving human blood or football. And he will hear your prayers and give you a spouse and a house and maybe even a bonus golden doodle. That's a package you can sell. Take or leave the doodle. But Jesus takes the opposite approach. When people come to him claiming they're ready to sign on to his movement, he says, "The decision to sign up with me will mark the end of your life as you know it. It might very well cost you your house, your key relationships, and a lot of the stuff you defined yourself by. So don't even bother coming unless you're ready to leave normal behind." Yeesh. This is extreme rhetoric. Is Jesus trying to talk people out of joining his team? It's more like Jesus understands there's no point in talking someone into joining a backpacking trip by selling the beauty of the mountains if they're going to quit at the first blister or refuse to travel without their Xbox. Then Jesus is on a mission on God's behalf to overcome evil and right what's wrong in the world. To join Team Jesus is to opt into the mission. It's important to Jesus that recruits understand what they're signing on for. There are no hobby roles on Team Jesus. You don't put in your hours and then go home at 5 to your private life. This mission is 24/7. It will take everything you've got. It's no place for cowards or anyone afraid to break a nail. It's no place for people who can't move through the world without a storage unit. What is a Christian to Jesus? It's someone who's left normal life behind forever. It's someone who gets up each day on a mission with Jesus to cast evil out and invite healing in. Joining Team Jesus means everything you have, everything you are, everything you do each day is being entirely rearranged around a new set of priorities. You now live and breathe to fight for the things God cares about. And Jesus breaks this down for his recruits. He tells one, "The Son of Man has no place to lay his head." In other words, I don't have a house. Maybe you'll have one and maybe you won't, but you can't travel with me without changing your relationship with stuff. Why would Jesus say this? Well, so much of normal human life involves acquiring and maintaining and enjoying and protecting our possessions and property. But people on mission with Jesus have other first priorities. Take it from James Bond. You can't participate in a rescue mission if you're afraid to scratch your car. Those who are too in love with their remodeled man caves or she sheds probably won't be spending much time anywhere else. And Jesus tells a recruit who wants to wait to sign up until his father's death anniversary where the bones will be collected, "Let the dead bury their own dead." He tells another who wants to make a farewell tour, "Anyone who looks backward isn't fit for the life I'm calling them to." It sounds a little harsh, but Jesus is trying to make clear that it's not only our relationship with stuff that following him changes. It's our relationship with people, too. Joining Jesus means redefining who your people are. Not everyone who was influential in your life before you joined the movement will be equipped to understand your new priorities. Not every group that you've used in the past to define your identity or place in the world is headed where Jesus is headed. Your core identity is now one who goes where Jesus goes. And that will change you in ways you haven't even imagined. Belonging to Jesus also means belonging to a larger group of people who share the mission. These people have new claims on your loyalties. If all this sounds radical, it is. And Jesus wants everyone to know it. He's deliberately cutting off every halfway option. Following Jesus is everything or it's nothing. Any definition of Christian that doesn't blow normal out of the water isn't really Christian at all. Joining Jesus is joining a mission that's big and consuming and disruptive. That's both its beauty and its cost. This is Jesus' anti-pitch. Follow me, but only if you're ready to go all in. No one can make it up the mountains while hauling 10 suitcases. No one can show up to the battle while staying locked behind their gates. Let's read Jesus' words in Luke 9, verses 57 to 62. As they were walking along, someone said to Jesus, "I will follow you wherever you go." But Jesus replied, "Foxes have dens to live in and birds have nests, but the Son of Man has no place even to lay his head." He said to another person, "Come, follow me." The man agreed, but he said, "Lord, first let me return home and bury my father." But Jesus told him, "Let the spiritually dead bury their own dead. Your duty is to go and preach about the kingdom of God." Another said, "Yes, Lord, I will follow you, but first let me say goodbye to my family." But Jesus told him, "Anyone who puts a hand to the plow and then looks back is not fit for the kingdom of God." I'm Meghan Good, and this has been Reading Jesus. If you would like a reading guide to assist you in your own reflection or discussion, you can find those available for each chapter of Luke at patreon.com/JesusCollectiveCommunity. Thanks so much for joining me for a few minutes in Luke, and I'll see you next time.